Have you ever made a mistake while typing on your computer or writing an important document? Of course you have. It happens to the best of us. And when it does, you probably reach for the whiteout or correction fluid to hide your error. But did you know there was a time before whiteout when secretaries had to use messy and cumbersome tools to correct their mistakes? Our next inventor saw this problem firsthand and she wanted to do something about it. So today we're going to look at the story of an ordinary secretary who invented a simple product that would change everything. Her name was Betty Nesmith Graham, and she worked as a secretary at a publishing company in Austin, Texas. Now, back in the 1950s, word processors and computers were a thing of the future, and all documents had to be typed on a manual typewriter. This meant if you made a mistake, you had to use a technique known as the 5-finger discount to delete the error. This involved placing your index, middle, and ring fingers together on the Shift key, and then hitting the backspace bar with your other 2 fingers. Once you've mastered this technique, you could remove one letter at a time until you got to the error. Then you could start again and type the correct letter. But if you made a particularly bad mistake, say a whole word or even a sentence, it was much more complicated. You see, the only other option you had was to use a rubber eraser, which obviously didn't work very well on a shiny metal typewriter key. So secretaries would often resort to using a razor blade to remove the offending letters. This was not only dangerous, but it was also incredibly time-consuming, and it took a lot of practice to get just right. When Bhatia saw how much time her colleagues were wasting, she thought there had to be a better solution. At the time, she was studying to become a medical technologist, and her scientific training helped her come up with an idea. What if you could take ordinary paper, cut it to the right shape, and stick it over the top of the metal keys to create a temporary surface? This would make it easy to rub away any mistakes without damaging the typewriter. The only problem was, she had no way of turning this idea into a reality. Then one day while shopping in an art supply store, Betha came across a product called liquid latex. This was a quick-drying, non-toxic, odorless glue that could be applied with a brush. And suddenly, Betha knew how to turn her idea into a reality. With some help from her husband, she bought some laboratory equipment and started experimenting. After lots of trial and error, she eventually came up with a liquid paper product that worked just as she imagined. To use it, you simply apply the liquid to a piece of blotting paper, let it dry, and stick it over the top of the metal key. Any mistakes you made would just rub away, leaving the paper underneath pristine and ready for typing. Betha was so pleased with her invention that she quit her job and spent a year perfecting it. In 1956, she founded the company My Sin Company, and 2 years later, she had sold over 1 million bottles of liquid paper. By the 1970s, she was selling 30 million bottles every year, and the product soon became a staple in offices around the world. Although Betha eventually sold the company to a large manufacturer, she continued to work as an inventor, filing over 24 patents in a wide range of fields from medicine to household products. She was a true inspiration and proof that one person really can make a difference.